Hey everybody, it's Sarah Krippner and I am checking in with you on the Soul 30 Day 1 exercises. So this exercise, if you read your email or the Facebook post yesterday, then you should know what we're going to talk about in today's video. But if you didn't, you can still listen in and take cues from what I'm telling you today in the video and go from there. So I personally like to do the written word as well as video. I know people learn differently. They soak things in differently. They may like to read at night before they're going to bed or something like that versus listen to a video, what have you. So you're gonna get direction both ways during the course of the Soul 30 challenge. And I'm so excited that you're here. I wanted to do this challenge, the Soul 30, to help you gain some practices, daily practices that seem kind of simple, but when done repetitively or consistently, you can actually change how you look at every day, how you look at challenges, how you look at, people, relationships, food, anything that you're trying to change in your life. When you really connect with who you are, your soul, you can talk to yourself and problem solve kind of in the moment. That opens you up to so much more joy and contentment on a regular basis. So I call that, part of what's my soul journey is really listening to myself and finding out what I want. What do I really want in any given moment? Because a lot of times our emotions, our mindset, which is what we're focusing on for this first 10 days of the Soul 30, we're usually trying to feel better. Something has gotten us off kilter. We're angry, we're fearful, we're sad, what have you. Sometimes we don't even really know what we're feeling. We can't put an emotion on it. We just feel crappy and we want to do something about it. So this is why yesterday and today's exercise is so simple yet effective. It doesn't take a lot of skill, practice, or tools. You really just need you and a paper and pen. You don't even need a fancy journal. I like journals. I never used to be a journal person. It's only been the last few years, but the reason I want you to write this stuff down, and I'll go over the exercise again really quick. I just wanted you to take a paper and pen journal with you today. Throughout the day, notice how you feel, write it down, and then ask yourself some questions. How can I feel better? What can I do in this very moment to feel better? And this is generally aimed at the people who might be feeling a little crappy. If you're feeling fantastic, great. You can still gain a lot of perspective from this. This is definitely more aimed at raising your vibration, your mood, your energy. But if you're already feeling good and high and loving life, it might be really powerful too for you to write down why you're feeling the way you're feeling right now. And if you look back on these pages, when you are feeling down, you might be able to climb out of that hole a little quicker. When we're feeling down and we're frustrated and sad, it's not always super easy to identify the steps to take to feel better and like what actually makes us feel better. Because when you're down, when you're frustrated, you're just kind of thinking about your frustration. So for today, or whenever you're reading this and listening to the video, write down how you feel. Write down anything you want to remember or note about that, and acknowledge out loud verbally that it's okay. Whatever I'm feeling, angry, sad, fearful, it's okay, because it's what you're feeling. If you try to resist what you're feeling by telling yourself it's bad, it doesn't really help. So say it out loud, get vocal with yourself, talk to yourself, and ask yourself some questions. And again, these could be verbalized, they could be written down, or both. What can I do to feel better in this moment? And it could sometimes even just asking yourself that question, you feel a little bit better. It takes the secretive, dark shadow nature out of what we're feeling. When we're just living up in here silently in our head, and we have no tools or very few tools on how to control the committee, we can get really off track with our day just believing the jibber jabber that's going on in our head, okay? Half of what we tell ourselves throughout the day is BS, right? So if you don't learn how to actively pay attention to what you're thinking about yourself, saying to yourself throughout the day, acknowledging it, taking it out of the deep, dark, secret places in the back of your mind, putting it out on paper like an actual math problem you're going to solve. 1 + 1 = 2, right? Your emotions and changing your emotions and your mindset for the day can be that simple sometimes. By just acknowledging it, putting the key components of it out on paper, and proving it or disproving it, right? So if you're feeling fearful about something, writing it out on paper sometimes just takes the pressure off. It makes it less scary, because you might even be able to disprove that fear right in that moment, writing it down. And then you're like, okay, well, I'm not really that scared about this anymore, and I can move on. And all of a sudden you're feeling better. That's a very simple explanation of what we're trying to do here. Get you to acknowledge, bring it out into the open, and potentially move it along, raise your vibration, lift into a higher emotion right there on the spot. Sometimes they're deeper and darker, harder emotions to work through, and you may not be able to shift in that moment. But I'd say I promise you, but everybody's different. In my experience, the more consistently I work on this type of stuff, acknowledging my emotions, writing it down, talking about it, getting it out there. Sometimes it's walking my dog. He doesn't mind. At least I don't think so. The more consistently I practice this, the more it has become second nature. As soon as I'm in a bad mood, I'm already asking myself, what can I do to feel better? What do I feel bad about? What's really going on here, and what can I do differently? Because it's not really just that you'll have an answer in that moment, but if you're asking questions, you're going to get answers. So think about that. If you haven't heard that before, whatever questions you ask, you're going to get an answer for it. So if you say, how can I feel better today? How can I feel better right now? You're going to get some good answers. I could go for a walk. I could smile, take a few minutes break from whatever it is I'm doing that's frustrating me. If you ask, what else could possibly go wrong? You're going to get an answer. So be careful how you phrase it. And it's not just the words. It is the vibration of the emotion behind the words. The intonation of how you pose that question. Same question asked in two different energies can bring two different results, so to speak. How can I feel any better? That's not really a high vibration energy. So you really want to be inquisitive and looking for the possibility, like, ooh, how can I feel better right now? You're opening up. And if you even watch this back and see, my head naturally went down, my head naturally went up when I did the two different energies when I was asking the same question. So that's it, guys. I'm going to try to keep these videos under 10 minutes so they're pretty easy to watch and rewatch. That's it for today. This is mindset. You can do this every day too. You can stack on all these tools. There won't be something completely different every day, but I'm going to give you a lot of guidance around this mindset. This is the key component for the mindset work we're going to do in the soul journey. Asking the questions, saying it out loud, bringing it out into the open so you can do something about it. It's not just some dark, secretive thought, feeling, or emotion in the back of your head that you're making yourself feel bad about having. I don't care what you're feeling it. If you don't want to feel that anymore, let's do something about it, right? So that's what we are going to work on. And when you join anytime during this challenge, if you feel like you're not quite catching up or you're not getting all the stuff done that you want to get done, come back and listen to this video, because it's a great ground zero to come back to on how to change your mindset for the day. Because if you want to get more things done, you got to change your mindset. You got to have a different outlook on life. You've got to ask how you can get more done, and things like that. So come back and listen to this video if you need it. I'd love to hear any questions, comments, feedback in the group, or via email, private message, whatever you guys need. I am here for you, and I want you to feel comfortable doing the work, pick up the pieces wherever you can, come back to it whenever you want. And yeah, give me some chitter chatter in the group. Let me know what's going on for you guys. I hope you have a fabulous day, fabulous new year, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye.